Uh, okay. What the hell's going on? Okay, now I think we're live. Excuse me, that was really weird. I hit live, go live, and then it like froze up for a bit. Hello, everybody. Hello, Splash. Hello, D. Hello, Katie. How are you, ladies? Splash, I already, you know, send it the link out on Messenger when I go live, and then I text some people it. I'm not gonna email it out too. I'm sorry. It's just I'm just not gonna do all that. So just make sure you have your notifications turned on. Like you obviously saw it for this, so should be all good. So, oh, Michelle, let me re-wrench you. A while back, I somehow took everybody's wrench away, and don't still to this day don't know how I did it. So, um, needed to re give them out. Hello, Christina. So, sorry. So I'm still getting messages. All right. So we are going to discuss the news that broke yesterday. I woke up yesterday to many, many messages, text messages, Messenger, Twitter, like it was crazy, of people sending me the link. And, I obviously read it and looked into it. Then late last night, so I don't go on Twitter or whatever you want to call it now, X, much anymore at all. And, I used to have a Twitter spy account, as I guess you would call it, stock account, where I could look at Feldman's timeline. And I haven't had that account on my phone, and I couldn't even tell you how long. Somehow it got removed on my old phone, and then when I got my new phone, it wasn't like I couldn't see it at all. I haven't looked at Feldman's Twitter, you guys, and I can't even tell you how long. Like a long, 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 long time. Probably the last time I did a live and discussed his Twitter, which who knows how long ago that was. But last night I created another account and I went on there looking. I was bored. It was late. I'm like, oh, let's go see what he has to say about this. And I started reading, what he's been saying about it. And something isn't adding up here. This isn't making sense at all. Like, we all know Feldman's a piece of shit and he's not very smart, right? But I also don't think he's this dumb. So, and just something is not adding up because he's the one that contacted um, page six to have them write an article that him and Courtney were separating due to her health, right? It's not like somebody found this information out and did a media story about it. Um, he uh, he announced it. He had this announced, and so why would he announce? Why would he want it out there that he was separating from Courtney due to his health, due to her health issues? Like, it makes him seem like he is the piece of shit that we all have known for years that he is. Okay? But there's people that unfortunately don't know what a huge piece of shit he is that are now seeing these headlines and being like, wow, what a piece of shit. So I have some theories. I've, heard some other people's theories that I think the one that I heard today by Heather Nicole might be the best theory so far. So, what I'm first going to do is we are going to read the page six article that him and Courtney went to have them release this information. Okay. Then I'm going to read his Twitter. Now, I'm not going to screen share his Twitter just because I don't want anybody to see the account, or him, I should say, basically, to see the account that I have to spy on him, his tweets. So I'm just going to read those, but you are all welcome to go look at them yourself. But I want to go over this page 6 article and then go from there. Um, because it's not like these tours that he's doing with whatever band he slaps together is making him tons and tons of money, right? So it's like, I don't know, let's just, oh wait, no, I don't want to invite. Let's present screen share. Here it is, page 6. Okay. So the headline reads, Corey Feldman and his wife Courtney Ann are separating amid her health battle. Okay, why is my computer being slow today? Seriously. This is frustrating. Okay, maybe I won't even be able to screen share this. Okay. No thanks. I don't need the latest bullshit news from page 6. Okay. Stand By Me No More. Stand By Me and the Goonies child star turned rocker Corey Feldman and his wife Courtney Ann are separating, page 6 has exclusively learned, as she deals with health issues including chronic fatigue. The duo previously appeared together on reality shows and have toured together as part of his music art. It is with great sadness that Courtney and I have made the decision to separate after many wonderful years together, Feldman tells page 6 in a statement. Oh my gosh. See when my computer's like freezing up. Maybe I should just bring this up on my phone and read it. It's annoying. Okay, here we go. We have been through so much together and still have much love and respect for each other. There is no one to blame. This is a case of life becoming really hard. Courtney's dealing with health issues, the two people who have grown apart and find themselves at a crossroads. The Lost Boys star continued, due to Courtney's health concerns and the process of healing, we both feel it's not in her best interest to continue on their. Okay, what is this? I don't want whatever this is. Star continued, due to Courtney's health concerns and the process of healing, we both feel it's not in her best interest to continue on their current tour, Love Retours 23, at this time. On behalf of myself and my band, we all love her and ask for your prayers in wishing her a speedy recovery. We don't know what the future will hold, but we know that the love we have for each other is not going anywhere. The Lost Boys star continued, due to Courtney's health concerns and the process of healing, we both feel it's not in her best interest to continue their current tour. Oh, wait. Fans may recognize Courtney from Feldman's viral TikTok show performance in 2007 of his song Go For It, when he appeared with a group of scantily clad women wearing halos and wings called Corey's Angels. Courtney Ann was his mangel, meaning his main angel, and she performed with Feldman on tour, also while acting as a DJ. I really should have got my glasses for this. The couple also appeared on Celebrity Housewife in 2015 and Marriage Boot Camp, Reality Stars Family Edition in 2019. Courtney released a statement to page 6 saying, It is with a deep and heavy sadness that I am announcing my separation from Corey. We've shared some amazing times together abusing women on tour. Oh, wait, sorry, guys. Like I said, I should have got my glasses. We've shared some amazing times together, both private and public. And I will always cherish these moments that we've shared together. I love him dearly, and I always will. She also says she has been suffering from health issues for 2 years. Remember that, 2 years, including hives following COVID 19 and chronic fatigue, telling us, I've struggled for 2 years with health issues, old and new, and this has taken a massive toll on me and my family. I always try to keep positive and a light heart regardless of what I'm going through physically, but sadly, it has now crossed a threshold where I can no longer continue on with the tour. End scene. She added, it's been a long journey of dealing with my own chronic fatigue symptoms, karma, which makes it difficult to keep up with the high energy of touring and traveling from place to place. However, I do wish my love, husband, and friend, and the bandmates a happy tour and the very best out there. I knew they will be amazing. I know they will be amazing as they put on a great show. Says who? You? Feldman will be going on tour in September. Courtney also says that her hives have been in remission after treatment, saying, I am eternally thankful to my husband who has been so supportive of my healing process. Has he? I couldn't have done it without his love and support. Feldman and Courtney met at the Playboy's Midsummer Night Dream Party. They were wed at Elton John's Fizz Champagne Lounge at the Caesars Palace Hotel and Casino in Vegas in 2016. The actor had proposed the week earlier in Palm Springs, California. They had been together for 4 years, but quickly got engaged after concerns that Anne would be deported to Canada. She's Canadian, and with Trump coming in, we don't want to risk being separated by new immigration laws, Feldman previously told People. Feldman was previously married to Vanessa, whoever, and Susie Feldman. Dean, let me get you a reach. Hi, Dean. Um, okay, that's the end of that article. All right. So, again, like, Sammy is his publicist, right? Like, I think I'm not even a publicist, dude. And if somebody came to me, if anybody came to me and was like, hey, I'm going to announce to the world, or I'm going to tell my family I'm separating my wife because of her health condition, you'd be like, dude, don't do that. You will sound like a total piece of shit. So either I don't know. I don't get it. And as he should, he was getting a lot of fucking hate on social media for announcing it, right? So I went to go look, like I said, you guys, at his Twitter last night. I'm sorry, I will always call it Twitter. I'm never going to call it X, right? It's just not going to happen. It's so silliness. I hadn't been on Twitter for so long when I clicked down there. I went to like search in my phone for the app, and I always start typing Twitter, and nothing was coming up. I'm like, what the hell? And so that's how I didn't even know that they had switched. So he had tweeted this article when it came out. Okay, Feldman did. And he had said, sad news again to announce today. My heart hurts a lot on this. I've been keeping this quiet. But now you all understand why I haven't had a birthday party for the last 2 years. And then he shares the link. Corey Feldman and his wife, Courtney Ann, are separating amid her health battle. So, I'm sorry, Feldman. Are you a child who needs a birthday party every fucking year? Like, this is the reason why you haven't had a party in 2 years, a birthday party? because your wife has been ill? Like, what? I mean, what kind of fucking douchebag? Mm-mm-mm. So, all right, now let me scroll down because I want to start at what he started responding and work it the way up. Okay, so somebody on Twitter said to him, "Sadly, I found during my sickness journey that a lot of women leave their marriages or their spouses leave them. When you are seamlessly facing death, you make difficult decisions for the sake of peace. Sometimes that means being alone." Feldman responds, "She's not facing death. If it was that serious, I would have canceled the tour. I would just stay home with her. She's better now, just not able to handle the pace of tour." So she's better than she was the last 2 years. Last year she was on tour with you, but now that she's doing better, now you have to announce you're separating due to her health issues. Like, you guys, this makes no sense. No sense. Okay? Somebody else says, "How is that better? This is very sad. I hope that y'all will trust in the Lord and work things out. You can't truly believe this is what she wants. Maybe she thinks it's what she wants because she loves you so much. She feels like she'd be a burden to you. If you love her, fight for her." Feldman responds, "Not that simple, I'm afraid." Actually, it is. So, like, okay, well, we'll get back to that. Okay. Now, also, guys, keep in mind that yesterday, August 8th, was like the anniversary where Stand By Me came out. Okay. Somebody else tweets, "Please tell me that the wife swap episode with you was fabricated by the directors. Sorry to hear you're splitting." He says it was a complete manipulative bullshit like most, parentheses, all reality shows. Yeah, okay. Somebody else tweets, "So she has health concerns, chronic fatigue, unable to continue the current tour. You and the band wish her well. So this puts you at a crossroads. Is this a prank?" Feldman responds, "She can't continue touring. She needs a quiet life for a while. We have con- contractual obligations. So I'm handling this. How is that a joke?" Like, I'm sorry. It's not like Courtney is this huge part of the show that if she's not there, the world needs to know. Like, she presses a few buttons on a keyboard and looks ridiculous. I'm sorry. Like, again, this just doesn't make sense. So somebody else said, "In sickness and in health, that vow didn't last long." Feldman says, "How do you know what our vows were? We," he said, "write our own." Wrote is what he meant to say. "We wrote our own. Our vows were that we wouldn't hold each other back from life, and especially my work." So you're telling me in your vows, Courtney said, "Corey, I vow to always be on your side, no matter what women you abuse on our tour, what women you starve and drug on our tour. I will never hold you back from going into bars and singing and getting laughed at and putting us in debt. I will never stop you from, scamming people out of millions of dollars for sorry." Then somebody else tweets, "Sorry, Corey, but doesn't she need you now more than ever? I don't mean to judge, but I have health issues and would hate to think my husband would leave me as a consequence of it being too hard between us. Wishing you both all the best." Feldman says, "We have contracts to tour. The most loving thing I could do was not pressure her to keep up. I'm still supporting her, but I must keep working to do so. She has fatigue, not a deadly disease, just needs rest. Thanks for prayers. Again, this doesn't make any sense, you guys. Someone says, so they're not together or she's just leaving the tour. He says, we are not filing for divorce at this point. We are taking time apart. Okay. Exactly, Sarah. Okay, then there's this. Someone says, I understand that, but why divorce? It's a speed bump. I appreciate you replying and sorry for appearing nosy, but it's sad that you still love each other, but parting ways regardless. Sending you both much courage and love. Our Corey Feldman responds, we never said anything about a divorce. Neither of us have even discussed that idea at this time. We are only separated, and for reasons we stated. It seems people want to make me the villain. I have spent 2 years caring for her condition and 12 years helping her heal in other ways. And you don't think the fact that this woman stood by you through all these years of you holding names on to pedophiles for ransom, for money, right? Abusing women, saying that, people were trying to off you and all this bullshit you put her through all these years, right? You don't think she's done anything for you? She has made herself, and you know what? I don't want to say she's made herself because from the things we know, she's just as bad as he is, okay? But, like, she didn't have to stay by your side through all that, dude. I could maybe have some sympathy for Courtney and respect for Courtney had she, stood up and, you know, said to her husband, what you're doing to these women is wrong. We need to figure out, a way to pay them, to feed them, to do this, stop having sex with these, like, stop sexually abusing these women, stop having sex with all these random women. Like, oh, it's so disgusting. He's such a piece of shit. Someone else says, dude, I love you. You are you. But that's the most self-centered thing you could possibly say. I know you can't help it, but you must be made aware. All good, much love, brother. Feldman says, no, I'm referencing many fans who keep asking why I'm not throwing my usual birthday events, and I had no explanation. So maybe the reference was misunderstood, but we are not planning a divorce. We are simply giving her time to heal as she requested. But we can't stay out of work, no insurance. So again, he's saying for the third or fourth time that they're not getting a divorce. And now he's saying, well, I just said that I haven't had a party in 2 years due to her health concerns because of all the fans that have asked me what. You guys, since this whole shit show with Feldman started in 2017, did I miss when he had birthday bashes? Because wasn't he in hiding for some of those years, because people were trying to off him and, all this other bullshit. I don't remember him. I don't remember anything about him having any kind of parties since before 2017. Someone else says, wait, your wife is sick, so you're splitting up with her? Guess you missed that in sickness and health part of your vows. I hope she gets better and that you have the life you deserve. He says, wow, that was real judgmental. You have no idea what we have been through. She will be just fine. She's healed chronic hives, which I was there every step of the way, and the fatigue remains. I have work. We took time off. Sorry, you can't handle hashtag truth, but hashtag love is what matters. Newsflash, Corey. Love isn't announcing to the world that you're leaving your wife's side because she's suffering from chronic fatigue. Unless you have other alternative motives by announcing this, which we'll get to in a few minutes. So somebody said, I am so sorry you two are going through this, my brother, and I wish Courtney's healthy blessings. I may not fully understand why you need to separate. I've never been married myself, and I'm sure there's deeper reasons. So I won't, so you said I think he meant to say, so I won't speculate as to why, but you both are in my prayers. Feldman decided to respond to this tweet and say thank you. The guy said there must be, deeper reasons. And he responded to that. Okay. All right. So that's the end of him tweeting about this. So you guys, let me know, and I'm sorry if you already have and I missed it in the chat. Let me know if you guys have a theory on why you think that he announced this the way that he did and what he announced. And, if you guys think, because some of the stuff that I messaged some of you last night after I read these tweets, Maggie and I were talking on the phone earlier. She said some of the things I said last night. I saw Heather Nicole say something today in our group chat that I was like, oh, I didn't even think about that. Right. Does he not realize how bad that reason makes him look? Exactly. He wanted to be in the news is all. I think PR for his band. So, Burnt Marshmallow just said, and maybe it was you, Burnt Marshmallow, in the group chat, and I mixed it up with Heather Nicole. That's what Heather Nicole said in the group chat this morning. That she thinks that, so Maggie, we'll get to that too. That was this all to promote his upcoming tour in September? Like, is he that much of a narcissist that he was like, how can I get publicity, free publicity, to promote my tour? I know. I'll say Courtney and I are separating due to her health conditions. Like, because if I was, I'm a huge fan of Pink. But if I had I don't even know if I would go see Pink. If she announced, like, hey guys, I'm leaving my husband because he's got health issues. Still come to my tour. I got, that's such, I don't know how anybody can support this guy as it is. And then to still support him after he does something like this. And he's saying it himself, y'all. So, is it a publicity stunt? Now, I had said to many of you last night when I messaged you, and this is what Maggie said to me on the phone. He wants to go on tour and play. And that's what I was saying last night. Like, is he announcing this, that they're quote-unquote separated so he can get laid more while he's on tour, and women will think that it's okay because they're separated and won't go running to the media and expose him? Doesn't want to pay alimony. Leave her at home. Look at Drama After Dark's comment about the 10-year rule. Married to a celebrity in California. If she didn't know before, somebody told her. Everyone in town knows about it. Oh, wait, what? I know somebody who had a literal. Wait, what? Why would he even bother to marry her then? After being married in 10 years, there, you get half of what that man has upon divorce. Well, we all know he doesn't have many assets, but yeah, I mean, so what year did they get married? 2016? Let me scroll up here. Um, and again, why did he bother to marry her in the first place? He knew the game at the very beginning. If he was going to pull this, he should never have done it. Oh, we have a theory, but I still stunt. I still don't. I get why he gave that reason because it makes him look horrible, true or not. He says he married her in the first place so this Mangel would not get deported because of Trump, which never really made sense, but he piggybacked on Pee Wee Herman's death. Yeah, he always fucking piggybacks off whoever's death. I saw some tweets about that last night when I was looking at his Twitter. I'm like, see, this is why I don't look at this douchebag's Twitter because he's such an asshole. I remember, and correct me if I'm wrong, he only married her out of fear she would have been deported because Trump announced mass deportations when he got into office or something like that. That is correct. Hey, Johnny, Courtney never had a problem with him sleeping with the other girls. I think it's the alimony thing. If it is that, it's just like fake you out. Like he is. I need to go get my glasses. Like he was just trying to grab some attention briefly, and he wasn't serious about the separation. That's a possibility, but I doubt it. I think he's wanting to not pay. Oh, but he does tends to be random things in India's okay. Well, and here's the other thing. I don't think anybody's surprised that Courtney's been having health issues. Like, the bitch needs to eat a sandwich or a fucking steak or something, okay? Like, you're only eating mainly fruit and some vegetables for years and years and years. That's going to start having a toll on your health and your fatigue and your energy levels, okay? Um, so, are any of us surprised that she's sick? I don't think so at all. Dean, hold on. Dean says, to me, Feldman just wants a wild lifestyle, attention, glitz, glam, to be in the Peter Pan syndrome, having fun. He gets with younger women who eventually grow out of it, then they don't fit his bill. Okay, you guys, let's just play a hypothetical game here. Well, let's say that they want to separate because they both have fell in love with other people. Okay, or let's even say he's gotten a girl pregnant that he has slept with. Okay, obviously these are all hypothetical things. So let's say that's all going on. His solution was to say, I know, let's get ahead of it. Let's say we're separating because of your health issues. Like, everybody knows I'm not a fan of his publicist, Sammy, but I can't even think Sammy, as a publicist, would be like, yeah, that's what you should say. Or even for Courtney to be like, yeah, hon, let's say that. Like, they, first of all, didn't need to say anything, in my opinion. But again, if it gets some publicity, it gets some publicity. We all know he's a narcissist, he's an attention seeker, you know. Um, but I don't see how this would help. Like if an artist I liked and I was on the fence of buying their tickets to go see them in the fucking bar in my neighborhood was coming, and then I see this headline, this would be like, yeah, now I'm going to go buy that ticket. Personally, for me, it would do the opposite. So, okay, I see a lot of you saying, so apparently there's some law that if you're married for 10 years in California, you get half of your partner's assets. So you think they're announcing that they're separate? Because he has said many times that they're not getting divorced, that they're just separating because she needs her rest. And here's the other problem I have, guys. She supposedly has been fighting this for the last 2 years, right? She even had chronic hives. She was on tour with him last year, you guys, with the band. So she was worse last year, but this year she can't tour with them because she's better. I can see him in a meeting with his handlers, and they're saying, oh, yeah, put this out, like you're separating. We have to do a soft sell first. You have to get out of the suit. But does he even have anything for her to take half of? Because, like, again, it's not like this tour is making him a ton of money, you guys. We all know that the majority of people that go to these shows to see him perform are literally there to laugh at him, okay? Go look up on TikTok and you can see TikTok after TikTok of people ragging seeing him last year when they were on tour, and Courtney. It's not like this tour is bringing in hundreds of thousands of dollars for this guy. Now, we all know that he's a narcissist and he's full of himself and he thinks he's the best thing out in the world since sliced bread. But is he that far gone that he doesn't have any sense of reality left? I'm going to put the link in the chat if anybody wants to come up. Glad you agree, Maggie. LOL. Feldman has always been the same way. He doesn't want a nice, quiet life. He wants an attention-seeking relationship full of thrills. Personally, I think she's likely tired of being heard and him thinking he's always right. I swear I just saw that was the weirdest thing. I swear I just saw Heather Nicole comment in StreamYard pop up, but now I don't see her. Was she in here? I'm so confused. I swear I saw her name, and then it was just like gone. Hey, Felicia. Personally, I think she's likely tired of me. And again, if she was worse last year, but still was on tour with him and performing, she's better this year. She doesn't have the hives. She just has chronic fatigue. Okay, so you don't want to perform. Why not? Like, I know a tour bus is still hard and traveling and all that, but again, if she did it last year when she was even sicker, why can't she go on tour this year? You know, somebody said, and if they want to say they said it in the chat, they can, said something that stuck with me today too. Like, if this is the reason that they put out publicly why they're separating, how bad can the real reason be? doesn't even matter about the lack of money he gets from his tour. He gets off on any attention and needs to be in the spotlight constantly. Look at how he gets attention. It's always drama. Yes, and I did actually think that, Dean, because he is such a narcissist and he, thinks he's the best thing since sliced bread still, and he wants the praise and, the even though, in my opinion, the bad outweighs the good of his touring in his mind, there are still people that, love him from him being a child actor fucking 30 years ago, 40 years ago, that, praise him. And he needs to get that fix. And he doesn't get it anywhere in Hollywood anymore. So he's got to go to Bumblefuck, Alabama and Bumblefuck, Illinois and all these random towns to where, he can get a bar gig singing his ridiculous, horrible fucking music. Is she the only female in his new band? As far as I know, she was. From the videos that I have seen, yes, she was. But has she outgrown his bullshit, Shannon? Because if she has, you think she wouldn't want it out there that they were separating. And again, he keeps saying that they're just separating, they're not getting a divorce. They haven't even discussed a divorce. So again, why announce it? Like, he could have just been like, Courtney's not going on tour with me. She has other obligations. Unless he's that desperate for publicity. But again, how could anybody around him, even his bandmates, be like, dude, don't, say that. Say you're leaving her because she's got chronic fatigue. Hold on, what is this? Somebody just sent me an article. Corey Feldman is engaged because of Trump. November 17, 2016. Engaged. Former child actor Corey Feldman and longtime girlfriend Courtney Ann Mitchell, according to People magazine. Just the typical reasons for planning to get hitched. They've been dating for ages. They are head over heels in love. And Donald Trump, the Goonie star 45, says he was motivated by a fear that Mitchell, Courtney, 27, would be deported. Seeing as she's Canadian and with Trump coming in, he didn't want to risk being separated by new immigration laws. Another thing I wanted to look up was, he doesn't listen to anybody's opinions. He does what he wants. I remember when, I first started tweeting about him in 2017 and 18. I had said something like about how his publicist, and I didn't even know that Sammy was his publicist at this time, like why they don't take his phone away because of the shit that he tweets or something. And that's how I got to know Sammy. Sammy had commented on it and said that she tries to tell him not to tweet certain things and that she can't control it or something along those lines. And I was like, oh. So, okay. So when this news broke, right, he went through fucking page 6. He also gave a statement to People magazine. So I want to read that. Do a poll. Did they have a prenup? How do I do a poll? Uh, I don't know how to do a poll. Put a 1 in the chat if you think they had a prenup. Put a 2 in the chat if you think they didn't. 1 if you think they do have a prenup. 2 if they did not. Okay, so people, Corey Feldman separating from wife Courtney Ann after 7 years amid her continued health issues. In a statement, Courtney Ann Mitchell said the duo shared some amazing times together, and she always will love Feldman. Okay, sorry, before I start reading this, here's another thing. Oh shit, it's all right, Shannon. So everybody thinks that they didn't have a prenup. Actually, let me read this and then I'll tell you guys this part. What else I looked into last night. Courtney Feldman has announced his separation from his wife of 7 years, Courtney Ann Mitchell, amid her ongoing health conditions. The actor and musician, 52, said in a statement obtained by People on Monday that his announcement of the news is with great sadness that the two are separating after many wonderful years together. We have been through so much together and still have much love and respect for each other, Feldman said. There is no one to blame. This is a case of life becoming really hard. Courtney dealing with health issues. The two people who have grown apart and now find themselves at a crossroad. So, like, now that, you know, he's not trying to expose pedos and people aren't trying to quote unquote take him out and all that bullshit has stopped, right? Now it's too hard on their marriage? Or what? Is it this simple, guys, that he's this much of an asshole that she was like, hey, Corey, I don't think I can do the tour again. Like, it's too tiring on me. I'm just, still trying to recover. I'd like to get to 100% feeling better. And that pissed him off so fucking much that he was like, well, then if you can't go on tour with me and be my last angel, then we have to fucking separate. Like, did he think somehow people were going to feel sorry for him because he's choosing to separate from his... The Goonie star continued on their band's current show schedule. Due to Courtney's health concerns and the process of healing, we both feel it's not in her best interest to continue on Love Retours 23 at this time. On behalf of myself and my band, we all love her and ask for your prayers and wishing her a speedy recovery, Feldman added. We don't know what the future will hold, but we know that the love we have for each other is not going anywhere. Page 6 was the first to report news on the breakup. Never miss a story. Mitchell, 34, joined Feldman on stage as a singer and DJ during his tour. The pair also participated in reality shows, including Yada Yada. Also issuing a statement, she said the duo shared some amazing times together, and she always will love Feldman, before opening up about her health struggles, including COVID-19 hives and chronic fatigue. I've struggled for 2 years with health issues, old and new, and this has taken a massive toll on me and my family, she said. I always try to keep positive and in life, same shit as last time. And it's been a long journey of dealing with my own chronic fatigue syndrome, which makes it difficult to keep up with the high energy of touring and traveling from place to place, she continued. However, I do wish my love husband and friend and the bandmates a happy tour, blah, blah, blah. I am eternally grateful for my husband. He's been supportive of my healing process. I couldn't have done it without his love and support, Mitchell concluded, adding that her hives condition has gone into remission following treatment. Feldman and Mitchell began dating in 2012. Let's see if there's anything else in this reading. I was a quarter-biscuit. Okay, and then he just talks about proposing to her, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So, you guys, here's the other thing. So I went and looked at their Twitter because somebody had made a comment on his thread like, oh, it was pretty obvious because you haven't been posting many pictures of her. Okay, wait. Wait, what is this? So, but you know what? I didn't scroll, and I did see for his birthday that he went to Hawaii with Zen and his sister. Um, but let's see when this is. I mean, he posted pictures with her on June 7th, June 14th. Um, if so, I didn't spend too long. Oh, what is this? Wait, what is this from? Did John Grissom get arrested? A small taste of justice, a small sense of victory, and a hope that more children in the world will be safe. The man, term used loosely pictured here in a lovely mugshot, is none other than John Grissom, aka John Grissom, also known to all of us who have read my book or seen my Lifetime film, Tale of Two Quarries, or watched my documentary, My Tooth, will recognize that name as the man who drugged and molested me from 15 to 17 years old. I was molested by two men, but this was the one who started it all. This was the one who introduced a sweet inner child to every drug I ever tried: cocaine, heroin, acid, crack, quaaludes. All of those drugs were suggested by and provided to me by him in order to lower my guard and entice me to allow him to use and abuse me. This person was my assistant when I was 15, introduced me to John Grissom has been running free all this time. He was convicted of abusing children several times but evaded jail time by fleeing to Canada and then Mexico. Though I had kept tabs on him through the years. Oh, you mean when you wanted to set up an innocent child to lure him? I had no actual way to bring him to justice. He was a fugitive living the high life in a country that won't extradite. Somehow he was convinced to come back to the States, and apparently he his promised safe haven was a trap. He is finally in custody, being held in an Arizona prison without bail. Thank God children out there are safer. When I started my journey by exposing the criminals at sea, I didn't know John Grissom was in jail. Um, yes, it was Coco. Um, but so like here's a picture. April 10th, they were in Paris. Him and Courtney were. So again, she's so sick, guys. She's got this chronic fatigue, but she's going over to London and going to the Eiffel Tower. And like you look on her tour, and they're out, or her Instagram, and they're out doing all sorts of things the last 2 years. Um, so again, you guys, this just isn't adding up at all. Not fucking at all. Here Valentine's Day, they were in Hawaii. So he went to fucking Hawaii in February and just for his birthday, for Valentine's Day and his birthday. But poor Corey hasn't been able to have a birthday party at Chuck E. Cheese the last 2 years, guys. Yeah. I mean, it just like here's pictures of them. Happy 6th anniversary to my favorite wife in the world. You're my favorite wife, honey. Out of the three I've had, you're my favorite. And okay, here's the other thing, guys. Oh, who the fuck is that? Sorry, this is why I don't go on Instagram. Sorry. um, isn't she like her brand? Courtney is about like how she's a health coach, right? Didn't somebody that tries desperately to be in this community like reach out to that person looking for free fucking health coach shitting? Like, isn't that her brand? But yet she wants to announce that she's so sick that she can't tour. I doubt eating a watermelon and strawberries is what cured her hives. Okay, my guess it was medicine. One time, I had never been allergic to amoxicillin, and I was in my early 20s and got, I forget what I got, bronchitis or whatever it was. I was really sick, and I got amoxicillin, and I broke out in hives. Every inch of my body had hives on it. And I went to the doctor, and they gave me a shot, and guess what? The hives went away. Now, I don't know anything about chronic hives. Maybe that's something different. I don't know. Maybe she's getting hives because of all the stress that asshole puts her through. Because I also know you can get hives if you're like stressed out a lot. But how is that? Like, I don't know. Like, she's too tired to travel to go on tour with them. But again, if you look on their Instagrams, they've been traveling all over the country, all over the world. I don't know. Maybe you need protein. Maybe you need a fucking Red Bull. I don't know, guys. So let's say that it is the thing that he, oh, man, um, wants to divorce her before the 10-year thing is up. But again, how could anybody think that first announcing that they're separated, unless it just comes down to him wanting to promote his tour and him wanting to get a better shot at getting laid while he's in Bumblefuck, Illinois. Like, is that what this all is? I don't know. Ooh, what is this article? July 15th. Corey Feldman says rejection of child abuse documentary left him with PTSD. Corey Feldman says that the rejection of his self-financed documentary, My Truth, the blank of two Corys, is which he shared allegations of the abuse that he and his late friend Corey Haim endured as children, left him with PTSD. Released in 2020, My Truth documents the sexual abuse Feldman and Haim allegedly suffered from child actors in the 1980s and noticed of two Corys. Feldman publicly named John Grissom and William Weiss as alleged abusers. In the documentary, Feldman alleged that Haim, oh Jesus Christ, In a statement provided to Entertainment Weekly, Sheen denied these allegations. Um, let's see. When asked about how he deals with the naysayers on TikTok and Instagram, Feldman said, I used to let it affect me very deeply, but I've got elephant skin at this point. After what I went through with the documentary, watching the whole thing get torn apart and stolen from me after I spent so much time and energy and money all my resources to watch it get ignored and then have all this negative blowback and gaslighting. It was a really dark period that caused more PTSD and trauma in my life than the actual abuse that I suffered as a child. Feldman said that he leaned on therapy and focused on making music to help him get through the trauma. There came a point where it was like I had to go back to trauma therapy, and I hadn't been in therapy for 15 to 20 years, he said. I had to, I had to dive deep into my spirituality and go, I'm not going to pay attention to the negative anymore. I need my happiness. I'm a big believer, and I don't think that there's any way that I could have survived if it kept going the way I was. Instead, I'm focusing on positive things in my life, my family, my spirituality, my new album, my box set. See, this is why I don't fucking pay attention to this guy anymore, you guys. He is literally such a piece of shit. This could be a last-ditch effort to get attention, though. I noticed some weird channel on YouTube has been posting about him outing Hollywood very recently, even though it's been a long time now. Oh, and have you seen the video of the one channel? I don't even know who the fuck it is, nor do I want to promote that fucking bullshit channel on this, where, like, she's basically saying that Feldman is the reason Sound of Freedom came out. Motherfucker. Feldman wanted his documentary, movie, whatever the fuck you want to call it, to have the impact that Sound of Freedom had. And it didn't even fucking come close. Because, right, he wanted to make this big impact on pedophiles, except most of the movie was about fucking Judy and the Wolfpack. And how hard he fucking, got shit on social media, which I'm sorry, which celebrity doesn't get shit? Which, big, like, name any decent side social media influencer that doesn't get hate. Like, it's crazy. There isn't one. It just comes along with the territory. But Feldman has to turn it into this poor me bullshit. I suffer PTSD and blah. So your wife stood by you while you did all that bullshit for what, 5 years? 17, 18, 19, 20. Yeah, 4 or 5 years, all that bullshit you did. And before that, all the sex parties and celebrity wife swap and all this bullshit. She stood by you and supported you like the dummy that she is. But yet now, because she's tired and apparently has some sort of health condition that causes her to be tired, y'all have to separate. So now I want to see what you guys think. Put a 1 in the chat. Hold on, how do I want to phrase this? Put a 1 in the chat if you think this is all some sort of like PR move in his mind and that they will not get divorced 3 years from now, 2 years from now. Or put a 2 in the chat if you think they'll be divorced within a year or two. So one in the chat if you think this was all some weird PR stunt by him to promote his band or whatever the fuck, and they will not get divorced. Put a 2 in the chat if you think this will end in a divorce. Hmm. Somebody messaged me and said, I wonder if Courtney got busy with a fellow bandmate. Okay, so you guys all think they will get divorced. Well, their divorce, I couldn't see costing that much because, again, they don't own a house. Neither one of them own a house. And as far as, like, I remember understanding, they lease vehicles. So I couldn't see their divorce costing all that much because there's not like there's assets to go through. Shit, my husband and I have fucking more assets to go through than they would have to go through. His first 2 marriages failed because what a jerk he was. So hence number 3 would end too. And like, is Courtney, like, I've never met Courtney, obviously. Obviously, I have talked and spoken to people that knew her well, lived with her, was on tour with her. But is she this much of a naive woman? Like, it, I don't know, man. She would look so much better in my eyes if she just fucking came out and said, you know what, I can't support this anymore. Corey, you're 52 years old. This tour isn't making us money. It's putting us more in debt. It's causing problems in our marriage. But for him to sit here and say that the last 2 years have been so hard because of her health issues, when, we all know what went on tours years ago and how bad things were. Like, I guess everything else with Feldman, sit back and freaking wait to see what happens and what really unfolds. Let me see. I doubt he's tweeted anything in the last hour because I've noticed he really only gets on Twitter at like 2, 3 in the morning. But let me just look real quick before I wrap this up. Oh, he has. I stand corrected. Oh, just one tweet. Somebody commented on the the first tweet where he announced their separation. Um, Shit, what this person saying? Time apart while you're on tour in separate houses. He said, she's in Canada with her family. I'm in America with mine. 35 minutes ago. So she's already back in Canada. Interesting. Well, I hope her family gets through to her and that talks some sense into her. I guess I should just say it like that. Courtney has to be careful because if she publicly outs Corey's secrets, he can out hers. They did all their crimes together. Well, you know, I'll never forget the phone conversation that I had, with their living girlfriend. I'm not going to say her name, but we all know who I'm talking about. You guys, that was a traumatic conversation that I had with her. And I know the hell that she went through when she was with the guy, when she separated from him, and everything else in between. And, Courtney needs to. It's time to do the right thing for once, Courtney. Yeah, you did, Shannon. Yes, you did. So, all right, guys, I'm done talking about this guy. I was only going to try to keep it at an hour. I went a little bit longer than that. Um, mm, I've had my, I've had enough of it. I really, really can't stand this guy. It's like literally why I don't pay attention to him anymore. The little bit that I scrolled on his Twitter and seeing how he responded to people about when Pee Wee Herman passed away, like, he is just such a piece of shit. And, you know, I really hope the people, like I said, to the people that still support this man, because unfortunately, there are so many people out there that have no idea the allegations and the claims that are against this guy throughout decades and decades of time, right? But I really hope this opens some of those people's eyes to see what a fucking piece of shit he is, because he is, and he deserves nothing good in life. He just doesn't. So, all right, guys, that's all I have to say on this matter. If anything crazy pops up about this, I'm sure I will be back to talk about it. I've been dealing with shit myself in life, and I just really just haven't had any want or desire to go live, and I should know better because whenever I like say publicly I'm gonna go live the next day, I never feel like doing it that next day, and that's what happened today. But I sucked it up and I made myself go live. But y'all know how to get a hold of me and where I am. So I hope everybody else is doing good, and I hope everybody has a great day. And I will talk to you all soon. Until then, I guess we'll see what unfolds. You know, Feldman never disappoints in the shit show of his life, so I'm sure there'll be more. All right, everybody have a good one. Bye.